where you're from and what got you started and who your first sponsors were and what.
I was from the smallest town in the Central Valley called Visalia, California. I moved there. I mean, my parents moved there from Lemoore. My dad retired from the Navy, and so we moved to Visalia, which was a big move back then. Like, oh my God, we're moving from Lemoore, 20 miles to Visalia, which is like the city. Had 53,000 people. Lemoore had maybe 7,000. So do the math. We were like, oh my God, we're moving to the big city. Woo! Okay, and then in Visalia, it was it was just skating. Like Tom Knox is from there. Bunch of kids. There was nothing to do. It was kind of like Davis. You know what I mean?
Visalia is right after Fresno.
Yes.
That's right.
45.
Up there at Sequoia National Forest.
Okay.
You had to go to Visalia.
Yes. 45 minutes from Fresno, and I think even closer to the Sequoias.
Right.
It's almost closer to go to the
Kings
mountains.
Canyon is what you go to from Fresno.
Yes.
Sequoia. Yeah.
Sequoia is where we have the big trees and Grant Forest and Grant Grove. Heck yeah. I mean, I was a kid. They used to bring us up there religiously. Go up to the mountains, look at the trees. Okay, cool. Wow, my parents used to fish at Kauai all the time. My parents were avid fishermen. It was to that point where you're like, do you actually love fishing more than you like us kids? Because you go fishing on literally Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come home Monday, go back to work. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come home. I mean, I was like, do you have parents? Yeah, they're up at the lake. I had lake parents. Where are your parents at? I have a lake. They were like, well, not much. Yeah, but that was, and then, so we just skated a lot. There was so much, to not do that we just got skateboards. Our friend Pete had a ramp, and his parents let us have, skate over there a lot. Mm-hmm. And our friend Bob G, he kind of did some stuff with, boards, and so we were always kind of my friend Pete was the one breaking into the warehouse or into the hardware store, or into the hardware person next to him and making us boards. That was, the first boards I got. But, a lot of it was just, that's what we did. Yeah.
When did you first get noticed?
Noticed? When I was in Davis. Which is really crazy.
What brought you to Davis?
Okay.
What did you hear about Davis before you came to Davis?
I had no idea about Davis at all. I had no idea. And actually, it was funny because I was actually working at a cheerleading camp. It's crazy. I was teaching cheerleading for the United Spirit Association. So I had gotten asked to teach and was doing all these amazing things with cheerleading, but I was the skater. And this friend of mine said, you should come and stay. I need a roommate. I live in Davis. And I'm like, oh, I'm currently kind of moving from Santa Barbara. I'll move to Davis. I've never been there, And so next thing you know, I'm, kind of looking at transferring from UC Santa Barbara to Davis and seeing how that's going to work for me and stuff. And so I just moved up there. Plus I had I met a girl in Chico. So I was like, Chico was far enough away that I wasn't stalking her, but I kind of thought, and actually we did wind up having a relationship, but it was I was far enough away where she was starting college and I was in Davis. So, her parents are looking at me like, what are you doing, following our kid to college? What's going on here, So that was cool too, which was rad because at the end of the day, that was I'm in Davis and I ran across these teachers. Teachers, Dee Bryant and his girl, Lori, who was a nurse, they were both super nice people and they liked skateboarding. And they would take me to Chuck Smith's house in Woodland, who had a ramp, and they would let me use Lori's board and I would skate Chuck's ramp. And it was literally that's the first Davis places. We're literally going from Davis to Woodland. Yeah, skating. There's a ramp. And then that was it. I was working at the Graduate, wasn't skating because I came up here to supposedly do school. And then got up there and came to Davis and it was just I think it was the Lane brothers?
Tim and Cody Lane?
Thank you. Right? Okay, so there was the Graduate was here, little corner store type of thing. Where the grocery store was and the Graduate. And I would be taking garbage out, and these two little punky kids would come around the corner all the time. And they were skaters, and they would kind of look at me, and I'd look at them, and then one day I had a board or something like that, or I used one of their boards, and they were like, "You skate?" And I was like, "Yeah," but kind of sort of thought that there was no career for it at that point, And so they had told other people that I skate, and it was kind of a funny thing. I just was kind of in town thinking more of that, well, I'm here, I'm going to go to UC Davis, I'm going to study.
What did you study at UC Davis?
I didn't study I didn't even get into UC Davis. As a matter of fact, that is the funniest part of my funniest career. Okay, so somehow I become a cheerleader at UC Davis. Okay, are you going to school? No.
But you're a cheerleader.
I'm a cheerleader.
For, like basketball games?
Yes, like I'm going to basketball games. I'm going to football games. I'm a cheerleader. But wait. Do you go to school? Well, actually, no. I have not even enrolled in school, but I'm on the cheerleading team. I'm at every Saturday game. I'm like, and then finally something happened, and they figured it out. Okay, what happened is I worked in the rec center, and I ran a restaurant. And the restaurant, a little like lunch spot.
Right.
Well, okay, so that gave me access. So I didn't need a card to get into the rec center, therefore I could always get in to practice for the cheerleading thing. So no one ever really tripped. And it kind of worked for like, probably, I think, if you think 18 weeks, it worked for like 17. About that last week, they were like, what are you doing? You don't even go to school here. But I take chances. Life is about taking chances. I knew that I had to be on that UC Davis squad and go to camp that year, because if I had a chance to go to camp, I might get a chance to teach again for United Spirit Association. So took the chance and got the job. So then in the end, it worked out really great. But it was like, UC Davis. I got stories on UC Davis, man. That's just one of them. That was one of the funniest ones, because that was actually kind of like it was bad, but it wasn't so bad. But it was kind of bad. Because we kind of in the street, in that parking lot right by the Graduate, which was really like kind of that
parking lot.
That was kind of the spot. I mean, like, to be honest with you, my friend Bobby G started a skateboard company called Bobby G Skateboards.
Okay.
Drives up to Davis.
Bobby G Skateboards.
Yeah, and he's like, dude, try out one of my boards.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, no problem, bro. Throw his board down in the parking lot in Davis, go up to a curb, try something, and the board breaks in two. And I remember being like, whoa, dude, I don't want to try your shit.
It will hurt your feelings.
I love you, dude.
You're really low quality boards.
Yeah, you gotta get a little stronger.
Did you just make one this or what?
So it's really, I remember one of Bobby G's boards broke in the parking lot in Davis. But then, that whole time I'm staying with my friend Jeff Clint, who is going to UC Davis.
Jeff Clint.
Jeff Clint, who is basically one of the owners of Deluxe, helped Reel get started. The artist and thrasher who did the graphic of the girl crying, Dick Tracy kind of thingy. I wish my boyfriend had a skateboard. Jeff and I we were in Davis kind of like, he was going to college and I came in kind of as the older dude who skated with him and sort of still was figuring out my own life. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm staying at Jeff's house. And Jeff's roommates are like, yeah, he's staying at our house. Like, get rid of him, And like, so Jeff and I Jeff would be like, dude, my roommates we need you to pay rent and stuff. And I was like, oh, damn, dude, so sorry, bro. Like, we'll figure it out, man. And like, so him and I had contests at the park to pay rent.
Is that why you had the contest, to help pay rent? What year was that?
I was like, I want to say like 82.
82?
Was it 82?
Okay.
80, maybe 81?
Do you remember the Lane brothers being there?
Yes, I remember 80. I want to say maybe even 80. I want to say 83. I remember Randy Caton from Sacramento had come out. The funny thing about that contest was me and Jeff were putting it on. Literally 2 minutes before the contest starts, one kid broke his arm and one kid fell on his face. My friend Jeff looked at me like, I'm out. I'm not doing this, bro. No way. And I'm stuck there like, I did the whole contest that day so we can make enough money to pay our rent. That was the whole key. Like,
where did the Shackle Me Not come from?
That was, so we made the shirts to sell. The name of the contest was Shackle Me Not, because we didn't want anybody to fall and get hurt.
Oh, okay.
So shackle was Jeff's way of saying fall, like if you got, like he used to say shackled, like you get shackled where you just get so hurt. So he would just be like, so he's like, dude, the last thing we want in this is Shackle Me Not. We just want it not. We want nobody to get hurt, right?
Right.
It's like, dude, and then of course it was like 2 minutes before the contest, someone falls on their face, someone breaks their arm. He's like, I'm out of here. I run the whole contest. At the end of it all, I think we come up with just enough money for rent, and actually it was just enough money for me to pay rent. And so then we got another job, like. It was Fernando's Hideaway. Okay, little Mexican restaurant right there.
Where was that?
Okay.
In Davis?
Yeah, in Davis, when you came up from campus, and then there was like a street, like a Safeway or something right there, like some sort of grocery store.
Uh-huh.
And then right in there's like the little 2 stores inside the little mall that the grocery store. There's like a liquor store over here, and then there's this little grocery, like a Mexican restaurant called Fernando's
Okay, I know
Hideaway.
what you're talking about.
And so me and Jeff.
Lucky's. Where Lucky's was.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're me and Jeff broke one day, roll up there like probably think we had like 50 cents between us, and the owner was like, "Oh, you guys skateboard?" And we're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Looks like you guys are broke." We're like, "Yeah, we need a job." And he goes, "Dude, I'll pay you guys to like be the Fernando's Hideaway bull." And we're like, "What is that?" And he's like, he pulls out this bull costume that like someone can be the front and someone to the back. And like we had to Rochambeau to like whoever was gonna be in front and who was gonna be in back, because the back is horrible. Because you basically have your face in someone's ass.
So they went all the job.
Yeah, so, and it's hot, and you're like, God, Jeff, man, you gotta use deodorant, dude. My face is in your ass all day, you know. It's like but we get a burrito at the end of the day, and like we were making our rent that way. So it was like take one for the team kind of thing. And we did that for like I think like the whole his whole third quarter or something. We were the bull. We just had to we kind of figured out too, like we were kind of gonna go skating with it. We're gonna put our boards down and kind of the two of us switch together. We never got to that point. I think we really could only walk around the little thing without falling, and if the kids weren't tripping us or throwing stuff at us or kicking us in the nuts. And it was, but it was a fun time. I mean, we were just we were college students, and the dude saw we needed money. And
did you have to go through city council or anything like that to have the contests, or how did you do it? You just set it up and did it? Yeah.
We
no
at
permits,
that
no
point
nothing.
had no clue of any of that stuff.
Okay.
So I remember someone brought a couch. I was like, yay! And they turned the couch on the side, and they put a ramp to it. It was all like just junk jam, kind of.
Okay.
If you got it, bring it, and we'll.
I vaguely remember though.
Oh,
yeah. There was like one launch ramp and a parking curb or something like that.
It was,
and the bench was there.
Yes,
yeah.
it was. To be funny, to be honest with you, it was all we had, and that's all we did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end, it was bona fide one of the funnest, most coolest contests we ever put on. I mean, because we just were we had no clue.
Oh yeah,
Davis, let's do this.
Did you get picked up by somebody else after that?
Well, at that point, I rode for Goldwing. So Goldwing had sent me a contract, and I was they sent me some trucks. I remember I went home for Christmas from college. I was like, Mom and Dad, I make $100 a month from this truck sponsor. Here's my contract. They were like, whoa, okay. And they're like, so you're gonna quit college? I was like, well, no, I'm not quitting college, but I'm looking. I'm like,
sure.
This is a job.
Sure.
They're serious. I've got a job, but I'm also going to school. So, kind of got to figure it out.
Sure.